Good day. I'm Vanessa M. Talon, 20 years old. My birthday is March 19, 2000. My motto in life: we cannot become what we want to be by remaining what we are. I'm the reporter of Chapter 3, Customer Perception Driven Pricing. I will tackle about how can perception of customer be used to set prices. How can intangible value be quantified and used for pricing? What is conjoint analysis and how does it use customer perception to inform pricing? How does conjoint analysis compare to the other methods of price setting? Which method of price setting is found to be the most useful and for which kind of pricing challenges? Customer perception-driven pricing has become the dominant approach to pricing in many industries. Through market research, the willingness of customer to pay is identified, either directly or indirectly. Setting prices is one of the important decisions of companies are facing. There are three major pricing strategies. 1. Cost-based pricing. 2. Competition-based pricing. And the last one is customer-driven or customer-valued pricing. This pricing strategy can also be applied in different geographical markets, where supply and demand are based toward the seller and the customer may be willing to pay more. Customer-driven pricing is contrasted with competition-based pricing, setting prices based on competitors' prices and strategies, and cost-based pricing, which a company concentrates on reaching a margin target with little regard to analyzing customer perceived value. Matching the price setting approach to the market stage, exchange value calculator, economic price optimization, and conjoint analysis are three dominant approaches to setting prices. Using any of these three approaches, executives can address an overwhelming majority of their price setting challenges. Price is the one of the essential element of our piece of marketing, which include price, promotion, place, and product. Each of these areas, a company can develop a pricing strategy for its product and services, depending on if the product has more or less feature than the competition. The company sets the price higher or lower than the competitor pricing. Revolutionary markets. Both executives and their customer lack sufficient critical information required to use most method of price setting. Revolutionary markets are rare and unique. The new product creates an entirely new market in a revolution. This revolutionary market will have no history from which one could even hope to identify the elasticity of demand through econometric means. The new product creates an entirely new market in revolution. This revolutionary market will have no history from which one could even hope to identify the elasticity of demand through econometric means, and hence, economic price optimization becomes a highly useful approach. Revolutionary market are the businesses that are referred to as revolutionary. Most of those entrepreneurs were questioned, and their ideas were often shut down because they were so revolutionary in nature that no one really understood them. Their ideas forever transformed the way we do things in our lives. Evolutionary markets. Evolutionary markets are common. They are markets in which product currently exists, customer currently purchase, and products are evolving. Product evolutions are found in subtle shifts in the feature of products, such as adding chocolate chips to ice cream, power transmission to forklifts, or faster customer service in banking. In comparison to the alternative approach, conjoint analysis is typically the best approach to setting prices in evolutionary markets. Evolutionary products take something that already exists, make it bigger, better, or faster. Typically, automation or technology improves a process system, and often new material makes it possible to do something faster. Many times, someone will take an old business model and tweak it, bend it, and pivot it in a such way that the industry has evolved in a new direction. One great example of a company evolving within the health industry is Tespo. Through a countertop appliance founded by Jeff Linton and Ted Mills, Tespo is transforming the way consumers receive their supplements. Consumer is provided with a unique way to dispense and mix with liquid to create an easy-to-consume method for ingesting supplements. This company is currently experiencing exceptional acceptance in the market, with plans to continue their growth and success in the medical space. Mature markets. For pure commodities sold to highly mature markets, economic price optimization is often used to guide pricing decision. There is little product differentiation in commodity markets. Thus, there is little to guide the price differentials required for an exchange value model to add value to the decision. Just like individual products, these markets go through a life cycle depending on the nature of products and the market. Go through the stage of this life cycle at different speed, but they go through each stage. As you can see in the table, these stages are startup, growth, shakeout, maturity, and decline. Before a market reaches maturity, it goes through the growth stage. Demand by consumer is increasing and profits are growing. During the growth stage, new companies are coming into the market. Supply and demand is in the producer's favor, but eventually, the market begins to saturate and supply and demand softens. Have been Perhaps new products have been innovated, or maybe most of the new customers to find have been found. A mature market is the stage where the rate of growth slows, perhaps to zero. Because there is little growth, companies in the industry end up with excess inventory or capacity. This can often lead to pressure on profits as companies discount prices to get rid of their excess capacity. Conjoint analysis. In conjoint analysis, researchers measure customer preferences between products. Products are treated as a bundle of attributes, features, and benefits, where price can be one of those features in a conjoint analysis. By measuring their preferences, researchers can detect how customers make trade-offs and use these trade-offs to decompose a product valuation into the sum of the values that customers assign to specific attributes, features, and benefits. Conjoint analysis is a popular method of product and pricing research that uncovers consumer preferences and use that information to help select product features as a sensitivity of price, forecast market shares, and predict adoption of new product or services. Think about buying a new phone. Attributes you might consider are color, size, and model. The reason phone companies include this spec in their marketing is due to research such as conjoint analysis. Would consumer purchase this product or service if brought to market? That's the question conjoint analysis strives to answer. It's a quantitative measure in marketing research, meaning it's measure numbers rather than open-ended questions. Using customer preferences to reveal part-worth utilities. In a conjoint analysis study, researchers asked participants that are representative of the target market to identify their preferences between different products. The products that customers choose between are themselves, compilation of a specific set of features, attributes, and benefits. After customer makes selection, the responses are analyzed with statistical methods. The results from this analysis are the customer part-worth utility functions. Conjoint analysis is a market research tactic that measures where customers place their value of a product or service. Conjoint a common approach. The conjoint analysis combines realistic hypothetical situation to measure buying decision in a survey. Think about buying a new phone. Attributes you may consider are color, size, and model. The reason phone companies include this spec in their marketing is due to research such as conjoint analysis. Study design. Conjoint analysis is clearly a very powerful tool to gain insight into customers' preferences. As the example described previously demonstrates, its value, the executive in understanding market, evaluating product, and identifying prices has made conjoint analysis a routine technique of many market researchers to evaluate markets, product, and prices since its introduction in 1964. Along the way, the design of a conjoint analysis study has become codified. Study design aim to discover what customers are willing to pay per product or service. Also guide organization on how they can increase revenues and profit margin by increasing or decreasing prices. The benefit of this are understand the market willingness to purchase, capture the highest return on our product investment, serve the value of your brand. There are 5 basic steps in a conjoint analysis. 1. There are 5 basic steps in a conjoint analysis. Define the attribute. One of the key values of conjoint analysis is the ability to define the value that customer place on different attributes. To accomplish this task, researcher must clearly define the attributes under investigation and the levels of those attributes to be investigated. Conjoint analysis can identify the utility of attributes and levels that are not stated. Hence, the attribute and level lists need to be full, relevant, and executable. In this business pertain to brands or product, companies, and even employees, they can be best described as certain underlying characteristic that best represent all brands or business in the marketplace. Companies may be strong in some of these characteristics and weaker on others. They identify and keep track of key attributes and know where they stand versus key competitors. Presenting the stimulus. Product can be presented to research participants in a variety of ways, and the result of conjoint analysis may depend in part on the way in which the product in question is presented. The development of a survey is an art in it. The development of a survey is an art in itself, and pretesting is commonly used to investigate whether the survey question reveal the facts that are needed to inform managerial decision making or fail to interpret the result with certainty. Stimuli are any material used in a market research study with the aim of inducing a reaction from respondents. They can be auditory, such as readout of a concept or product features, visual, such as image or video of marketing materials, physical, such as an actual product presented in focus group or face-to-face interview. Stimuli can be used in several types of research projects, including advertising research, branding research, concept testing, and product development studies. While our mango juice example required participants to rank their preferences in order, preferences can be measured in many other ways. Measurement of preferences can use non-metric means, such as rank ordering or paired comparison. They can also use metric approach, such as rating scales or ratio scales. Each of these approach has been investigated with multiple variation. Then the evaluation criterion. One of the more subtle issues in a conjoint analysis study is the criteria that participants are asked to use to justify their preferences. Two evaluative criteria commonly requested are either a statement of overall preference or intention to buy. Evaluating criteria in a business setting are those variables or characteristics that are important to the organization making the decision. They should help evaluate the alternatives from which you are choosing. Okay. Business objectives such as increasing sales and generating large profit are obvious, but these and other goals require target performance objective to achieve them. Understanding common business objective and criteria you can use to evaluate your operation will help you keep your business growing and reaching its potential. That's all. I hope you learned something in our discussion. Thank you for listening.